Thank you all so much for watching this edition of the Q&A. If you guys have questions for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send in questions. Chris Stark asks, who has come out of retirement the most, Triple H or Brett Favre? Oh, shit. Both have had their fair share of retirement speeches and then coming out of retirement. Oh, I'll say Triple H. Yeah, he's come out of retirement more than Brett Favre. I mean, if you look at it, there'll be times where Triple H doesn't wrestle anymore, and then he just comes back out of nowhere to wrestle one big WrestleMania match, brother. So it'd have to be Triple H. Favre, I believe he only has like 3 retirements. Like, he retired once with Green Bay, then came back with the Jets, then he kind of retired, but then the Vikings brought him back, and then after the Vikings lost in the NFC title game, he retired again. So it's like, then he came back. So he's only had 3 or 4 retirements he's come out of. Triple H has had like 6. Snowdrop asks, what should we do when the Tito Ortiz apocalypse starts? Sit there and enjoy it, because you won't give a shit when it happens. All it will be a bunch of doopuses doing this with no reaction to the freaking world. If anything, the only thing you will hear is my laughter throughout the whole freaking world. You're just going to hear, ah, ha, ha. You're just going to hear me shrieking. And you're going to be like, oh, that's Chase Oliver. He's probably dead of laughter because he's seen a bunch of Tito Ortizes doing this with no one giving a shit. I mean, your life would just be normal. Just know you're just going to see a bunch of Tito Ortizes running around. So that's it. Firefly asks, what if the bunny was revealed to be Tito Ortiz or Scott Steiner? 1, why in the blue fuck would you waste Scott Steiner's talents underneath the bunny suit? That'd be stupid. And 2, not even the greatness of Tito Ortiz can make up for the bullshit that we're getting from this stupid bunny. Sorry, man. It doesn't matter who the bunny is underneath that suit. It's stupid and it's dumb and it's not good. Swear to God, one of the most dumbest things I've seen in WWE in a while. A bunny. You can't even think of a clever name for it. It's just the bunny. Fuck that name. Chase Allen asks, do you play any wrestling games? And if you do, what are some of your favorites? Yes, Chase, I play wrestling games. Of course, I'm a wrestling fan. My favorite wrestling games, I don't have an N64 anymore, but I used to love No Mercy. No Mercy is definitely like consensus with all wrestling fans that that's one of the best wrestling games. I mean, the engine on No Mercy is just flipping awesome. So yes, No Mercy I played, and that's one of my favorites. I like Day of Reckoning 1 and 2, but I don't have a GameCube anymore. But I love playing those games. I actually like the story mode in Day of Reckoning 1 and 2. I think they are really well done stories. And Here Comes the Pain and Shut Your Mouth. They're fun to play, but it's just so hard because like I get depressed playing those games because then I'll see the roster and I'll be like, how the fuck are these guys no longer in the WWE? Or what happened to this guy? What happened to that guy? What happened to you know what I'm saying? My brain just starts to think about what happened to all these motherfuckers that were on the roster and then just disappear. So Here Comes the Pain and Shut Your Mouth are definitely some of my favorites, and I play them every once in a while, especially if I want a quick fix for a wrestling game. James Isabel asks, Q&A question, do you think Triple H's special is a big nose, a water bottle, sledgehammer, and shovel to bury people? Yes. I don't get why people think the pedigree is his finisher. The pedigree is just a signature move. The real finisher is when he enters the damn ring. Everyone should know, once Triple H enters the ring and fucking spits the water and his big nose and is front of the fucking camera, you should know the match is already over. And especially if he brings out the sledgehammer, fuck, that's his shovel. The sledgehammer, don't be fooled, people. It's a shovel. They just took off the head of the shovel and put on a freaking fake sledgehammer part on that. It's a 2-in-1 type of combination. I don't get why people think when they see a pedigree, it's all over for Triple H. How many Triple H matches have you watched where he's ended with a pedigree? You know it's over once he hits that sledgehammer, and then he will go for the safety pedigree for the win. So yeah, I totally agree. That is his finisher, James Isabel. Largest85 asks, what if Bray Wyatt had Sister Abigail debut, and it was Tito Ortiz in a drag coming out with his arms crossed and nobody gave a fuck, and Tito wearing a dress just stood there with a creepy look on his face to zero reaction from the crowd? Why would you put Tito in a dress? Tito Ortiz being Sister Abigail would be pretty funny, wouldn't it? I would love it. That would be freaking amazing. J. Jonah Jameson, another Tito Ortiz question. What if Tito Ortiz won Superstar of the Year with the usual pose and reaction? You know I would love it. Why are you asking what would happen? I would laugh. I would love it. I think it'd be amazing that he won Superstar of the Year. And the rest of the internet would be like, he doesn't deserve it. But it's like, God damn, Tito Ortiz brings more entertainment than half the WWE roster. I mean, hell, Tito Ortiz brings so much entertainment. Pretty much half of my questions nowadays in these Q&As are a bunch of Tito Ortiz questions. None of y'all really ask too much wrestling-related questions on the current product. So obviously, Tito Ortiz is doing something right in the world to deserve Superstar of the Year, man. If he's this entertaining since his August 1st morning, he's obviously doing something flipping, right? I mean, hell, he drew Bellator ratings, right? Bellator had like one of the highest rated fight shows in a while, and he was facing Stephen Bonner. So Tito Ortiz, yeah, I wouldn't even argue that he's Superstar of the Year. A bunch of the internet would take it seriously and be like, it's stupid he won Superstar of the Year, but fuck you. Tito Ortiz deserves it. I mean, think about it. How many Tito Ortiz questions have I gotten since I've laughed my ass off and that one video about Tito Ortiz's debut? I've got a shit ton. And it just shows how great of an entertainer Tito Ortiz is. I mean, for real. I wouldn't argue it whatsoever. I would agree. Paul Markalonis asks, who has a weaker stomach? Diverticulitis, Brock Lesnar, or the cross-armed man himself, Tito Ortiz? Oh, shit. Brock Lesnar. I mean, he got knocked out by Overeem. That's pretty bad. Ooh. I know that's going to hurt a lot of Overeem fans. Don't worry, I'm an Overeem fan myself. But, yeah, he got knocked out by Overeem. And who is Overeem knocking out nowadays? No one. Johnny Russo asks, how many superstars do you think the WWE actually has a plan for? One. I don't care. You know, people will say, oh, they have a plan for Roman Reigns, Chase. No, the only man that has a plan in the WWE is John Felix Anthony Cena. That's the only man who has a flipping plan within that damn company. I mean, right now, Roman Reigns, he's just a shiny new toy for the WWE. Just being honest here. Everyone says, oh, they have a plan for him. They're going to shove him down our throats. Wait. Just wait. Because soon enough, the WWE, they will give up on him randomly. The fans will start to turn on him for no fucking reason. Not give him a chance to shine or do anything else. And then afterwards, the WWE will give up on him. Probably turn him heel to face off against one John Felix Anthony Cena. Roman Reigns, believe it or not, people, everyone thinks they have a plan for this motherfucker. One turn, one bad experience in the ring will kill Roman Reigns' career. He's just a shiny new toy right now. Roman Reigns is definitely just a shiny new toy for the WWE. One thing messes up, and then bam, it goes back to John Cena. So John Cena is the only man with a plan in the WWE. I used to think it was Brian Kendrick. See what I did there. If you guys remember that. Let's see. Did I answer this? Yeah, I did answer that the last Q&A. Did I? Yeah, I did answer the John Cool question. John Cool, if I didn't answer your question, just please remind me. But I do remember answering something like this. Reed19 asked, wait, did I answer that question too? Or did Reed just... No, okay, I didn't answer that question. Sorry about that. Sometimes on YouTube, it's hard to like figure out which questions you did or did not answer. Reed19 asked, what are the minimum requirements to be considered a vanilla midget in wrestling? Must be under 6 foot. Must do a lot of kicks. Your only offense is pretty much freaking flips and shit. You don't sell at all. Like, pretty much you just don't sell. And you look boring as fuck. Or you look like a normal human being. That's a vanilla midget in wrestling. Where you just look so normal, so boring. You don't look like you're larger than life. Like, any dude could possibly do it. Like, for example, me. I don't know what you guys think about me, my charisma, what my look or whatever. But let's just say, example, you saw me in the ring. You're going to be like, that guy? Him? Well, shit, I could get in the ring if that motherfucker's in the ring. That's a vanilla midget. When you can compare yourself to someone that's in the fucking ring. Someone that's really small, just has a limited moveset. It just gets over with the fact because they can sell great and they just no-sell and they do all these crazy flippy flips. That's a vanilla midget in professional wrestling. Like I said, I don't know what you guys think about my look. I think like if I was in the ring, everyone would just be like, hey, who's the like midget Randy Orton? Bill Bradford asks, what are those trophies from on your TV? Oh, these trophies from on my TV, they're just a bunch of awards I won in high school. Nothing special. I just keep them there because it's like, oh, I won these, so might as well just have them hanging up there. If you want to know what those awards are, 2 of them are Practice Player of the Years for football. Yeah, I wasn't good enough to start on the football team. I was a effort player. So I won the practice player of the year. Then the other two are wrestling awards. One's most improved, and the other one's like most reversals in a season. So those are the awards on my TV. Jack DeLeo asks, if John Cena had his hands tied behind his back and the entire WWE roster, including the announcers, referees, Lillian Garcia, trainers, doctors, techs, crew members, and alumni, were all armed with bazookas and AK-47s and katanas, how fucked is the WWE roster? Oh, that roster is fucked, except for one man, Hulk Hogan, because he counts as an alumni. So pretty much Cena would go through everyone else. And, we already know he can out-politic The Rock because he beat him at WrestleMania 29. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he loves John Cena for whatever dumb dick reason. So Stone Cold will do the job. But Hogan, even with Cena with his arm tied behind his back, and even though Hogan's on this I Love Cena train right now, we all fucking know Hulk Hogan, he ain't doing the job to no one, brother. So yeah, that would be the only way to stop John Cena is one almighty Hulkster. So you can't add alumni, man, because then I can just pull the Hulkster politics on you right there. Red Wolf 316 asks, if Benoit incident never happened, do you think the WWE would have still went PG? Some wrestling fans forget WWE didn't go PG because of Chris Benoit. WWE went PG because of Linda McMahon's Senate campaign. That was the reason why. They also went PG to get, more offers from all these companies like Mattel, who makes better action figures and makes more money than a Jakks Pacific. WWE went PG for many different reasons. Chris Benoit was not really a main reason why they went PG. The main reason why they went PG was mostly for Linda's Senate campaign. There's other factors, like I said, all the other advertisements they can get for being a PG company and the more revenue from those. But the main reason why they went PG was because of Linda's Senate campaign. So there you go. Like, Chris Benoit, all he did was almost hurt the business to the point where a lot of people got turned off from professional wrestling and were disgusted of what was going on behind the scenes of professional wrestling. Chris Benoit definitely did that, but it wasn't like that was the main reason why they were PG. Because don't forget, they were still TV-14 at that point. It wasn't until mid-2008 is when they turned PG. And that was a year after Benoit incident. Carson Lopez asks, have you ever thought of doing a live podcast with the Schleg Daddy? Oh, yeah. I would love to do a podcast with the Schleg Daddy. It just comes down to time, man, because just keep in mind, it's like the Schleg Daddy, he's a much older person. He has a girl at his place. He lives on his own and all that stuff. So, it's all about getting Schleg Daddy at the right time, seeing if Schleg Daddy is interested in doing a live podcast. I would love to do NFL stuff with him. Wrestling, it just seems like everyone would want him to do wrestling. But for me, and Schleg Daddy knows, like, I don't talk wrestling with him that much on our Facebook conversations. When I talk to Schleg Daddy, it's mostly NFL. I'll tweet him a wrestling thing here or there, but most of the time I just talk to him about football just because I'm a huge football fan, and he fucking has a great mind for the sport of football and basketball that it's just so fun to just pick that mind and just talk about draft picks and talk about the NFL draft with him and all this other stuff. So I mostly pick Schleg Daddy's mind when it comes to football and stuff like that because I feel like I get enough wrestling from him just from his channel. And thank God he's doing the Schleg Daddy TV channel because then I get more football and basketball stuff. But before even like he started the Schleg Daddy TV channel, all I talked about with Schleg Daddy was football and basketball because he had a good mind for it. He just didn't really talk about it all that much. He barely talked about it. So I'm so glad that he's doing that stuff. So maybe in the future, I'll just have to contact Schleg Daddy. It's not that hard. He's a cool guy. So yeah, maybe in the future. But like I said, don't expect it to be something wrestling related. It might be like NFL related, if anything, just because I think he has a really good mind of the NFL. Greg Toomer asked, what if made a DVD called Secrets of the Breakfast Club? It would be a DVD about how the Breakfast Club politics backstage. Or if WWE made that DVD, I'd be sleeping outside Best Buy to get that shit. You best believe I'll be like the only motherfucker, like the Best Buy people like, sir, why are you sleeping outside tonight? Oh, I'm just getting ready to get the best, what's it called? The Secrets of the Breakfast Club on DVD. Everyone's going to look at me like, the Breakfast Club, like the movie? I'm like, no, the Secrets of the Breakfast Club, Triple H, Randy Orton, and then I'll give a whole fucking definition and reasoning why I love these motherfuckers and all that other stuff, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. I would be the first person to buy that shit. I would make, you know how I would review it on my channel? I will dedicate a whole week just to that DVD and individually talk about each Breakfast Club member and their damn politics behind the scenes and why they're fucking successful and why some people aren't successful. So yes, I would love that. Matt Gilchy asks, I know a lot of people hated Undertaker's American Badass gimmick, but what did you think of his heel run in 2002 when he was Big Evil? I loved it. I thought he was great as Big Evil. Say what again if you love your mother. I wasn't a big fan of Badass Taker because, keep in mind, I started watching Undertaker and he was like this demonic presence. He felt something larger than life. And then it was kind of like when he became like a biker character, it was just kind of like, he just felt like some redneck dad. You know what I'm saying? He just felt some redneck dad riding his motorcycle because he has a midlife crisis going on. Like that's just how I felt about Undertaker's biker gimmick, in all honesty. But I like Big Evil. I thought he cut some of his better promos then, and I like the program that he worked with Hulk Hogan. I always felt he had a great facial expression after Backlash 2002 when Hogan won the title, and you just see Taker and he's fucking smiling like he's like, yeah, I got the guy that I wanted. Hulk Hogan lost, baby. Like Triple H lost, baby. I'm facing Hulk Hogan at Judgment Day. Like that was like one of the best facial expressions in my personal opinion. Jerry Walker asks, since WWE No Mercy and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain are considered by many fans the two greatest wrestling games of all time, which game did you like better? No Mercy, mainly because of its engine. I think No Mercy's engine is so fun to play. Like, No Mercy is complicated as hell to play, but once you get it going, the matches there are just so fun to play. Like, Here Comes the Pain, it's just like literally all based on overall and statistics. Like, and Here Comes the Pain, let's say you grab fucking Rico, right? And you go face Brock Lesnar. It's going to be impossible to beat Brock Lesnar. It's going to be one of the hardest tasks you will have to do because you can hit Brock Lesnar with every finish in the world and he will still kick out. Like, that was the problem with Here Comes the Pain, is that Here Comes the Pain didn't have a good balancing issue. It was just kind of like people's overall really cemented where they were at. So if you were like a 70 overall superstar trying to play season mode and win the WWE title your first year, good luck with that shit because you have to face Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar on SmackDown, and then on Raw you would have to face against Triple H, Goldberg, The Rock, Steve Austin, and they kick out of fucking everything, dog. Those guys don't like to quit, brother. So, in all honesty, No Mercy, just because it felt more balanced. Like, you could have fun, epic matches on there, and yeah, I just think No Mercy is overall, and also creative wrestlers, still one of the better creative wrestlers today. You know, like, you can do anything on that game. You can create any wrestler. It's amazing. The Real Hill asks, I know TNA was never going to compete with WWE, but did you think TNA had a potential to be at least a good alternative to WWE and do things different that the fans were sick from the WWE? Oh, yeah. I've said this many times before, Real Heel. I don't know if you were subscribed to my channel back then, but I've said this many times before. Back in 2004 to 2007, I felt TNA was at their best because they were different from the WWE. They weren't trying to copy storylines from the WWE. They had something different to offer. WWE had no cruiserweight division. Well, here's the X division. There's pretty much a glorified cruiserweight division, except their thing is that they have no weight limits. Anyone can wrestle for that belt. You know, the world title scene. You got to see guys that you feel like, oh, I'll never see that guy, you know, main event a pay-per-view in the WWE. But in TNA, it's okay for that guy to main event a pay-per-view because it's supposed to feel different. It's supposed to be different. See, the thing with TNA that I feel like, you know, back then that a lot of other promotions don't have is they had a good variety. You know, like people go, oh, Chase, if you're sick of, you know, watching WWE, go watch ROH. Why? ROH has no variety in their freaking talents. All their talents feel the fucking same to me. Back then in TNA, you had Samoa Joe, you had the Monster Abyss, you had AJ Styles, you had Jeff Jarrett, you know, you had a bunch of different mix. You had Samoa Joe, who was kind of like this MMA hybrid wrestler. You had Abyss, who was their big, tall monster wrestler. You had AJ Styles, who was their high flyer wrestler. You had Jeff Jarrett, who was their more conventional classic main event wrestler. You get what I'm saying? TNA had a bunch of different mixes from their tiers and everything. Like, I know I'm probably just going to be rambling on way too much about this, but yes, TNA had the opportunity to become an alternative. The problem is when they signed Hulk Hogan, instead of using just Hulk Hogan's star power to just get people to watch the product and show, hey, this is why we're different than WWE. They try to compete with the WWE and feel like the WWE, and that was their problem. Josh Chambers asked, what did you think of Kenny Dykstra? Oh, I like Dykstra. I thought he was talented. Not someone that would blow me away or be a top-tier main eventer, but definitely a solid upper mid-carder, maybe give him 1 or 2 world title shots in his career, so I liked him. Rebecca Olson asked, is mainstream women's wrestling dead? I look at how WWE and TNA treat their women wrestlers, and they seem not to make people give a shit about their division anymore. Yes, mainstream women's wrestling is dead, and it's so sad. Because the WWE actually has a lot of talent in that Divas division. And it's just like they don't want to use them to wrestle or to make them interesting in the wrestling world. They would rather use these divas to make them interesting in the total divas world. How stupid is that? I get it. Total Divas brings a little bit more interest into, mainstream and hoping these mainstream people could watch wrestling. But seriously, these divas are there to wrestle inside the ring. And they don't seem to really care about making these divas interesting inside of their own product. They'd like to make them interesting outside of their product by giving them these stupid scripted storylines for Total Divas. So yes, mainstream women's wrestling is dead. Everyone will be like, oh, AJ Lee, Chase. How many mainstream people know AJ Lee? How many casual fans really know who the fuck AJ Lee is as a professional wrestler? They may know her now because she's dating new UFC superstar CM Punk, or she's married to UFC superstar CM Punk. But how many of them actually know what the fuck AJ Lee is as a wrestler? I don't think a lot of casual fans know too much about AJ Styles, frankly, but it is what it is. But you get what I'm saying. Like, not a lot of people know what AJ Lee is as a character in professional wrestling. They just know her by association. Like, yeah, she works in the WWE, but how many of them actually know what she does for the WWE and how much of an impact she has for the WWE and her accomplishments and so on and so forth? People know that Trish Stratus was a successful women's champion in WWE and all that other stuff, but I bet you a lot of people don't know what AJ Lee has done for the WWE. Just to give some examples. Jake Loomis asked, why did WWE put the World Heavyweight title on Jack Swagger back in 2010? To me, the guy clearly wasn't ready to become world champion, and they had much better talent around the time I felt deserved it more than he did. It was called Jack Swagger was a favorite backstage. He was an all-American wrestler at Oklahoma University. So they were like, oh, with that pedigree, he will easily become a world champion. They just pretty much just looked at Swagger's in-ring talent and thought, like, this guy can transition well as a main eventer. That's why they put the title back on him. He wasn't ready whatsoever. Great. More Tito Ortiz questions. Final Limits asked, what if Tito Ortiz fought Kevin Nash? What would they have to do to instantly knock each other? Oh, God. Knock each other with Tito's stomach and Nash's claw. Knock out each other with Kevin Nash goes for a kick at Tito's stomach, thus tearing his quad and Tito getting knocked out. Oh, that would be the fucking dream. Nintendo Fanboy 1998 asks, what do you think of Deluxe Man blocking the 420 Goonie on Twitter for calling him out on a hypocrisy when Deluxe Man said, now get ready for Roman Reigns to be shoved down your throat and up our ass? So dumb. Like, Deluxe Man got upset because 420 Goonie put up a great point. Deluxe Man is always on here talking about, we need new stars in the WWE, and yet the WWE is giving us one in Roman Reigns. I mean, whether you people like it or not, it's either John Cena or Roman Reigns. We have no fucking control over that. Let's just be honest here. We have no fucking control over that. And he's upset that Roman Reigns is getting some rub and some shine and could possibly be a future main eventer. Look, I get it. Roman Reigns, I understand. A lot of people say this guy ain't ready. This guy's not ready to become, the big star of the company. But hell, you will never know unless you fucking try with the guy. Brock Lesnar was shoved down our fucking throats. Randy Orton was shoved down our fucking throats. Brock Lesnar has become a huge star for the company. Randy Orton, pretty good mediocre star for the company. We won't know what Roman Reigns is unless we give this motherfucker an opportunity. I swear to God, if this was fucking Dolph Ziggler getting this, everyone would love it. This was Daniel Bryan getting it, everyone would love it. If this was CM Punk, everyone would love it. But just because Roman Reigns doesn't fit the criteria of an internet favorite, fans are pissed off about it. I get it. He's not the most perfect guy in the flipping world. But would you rather have John Cena or would you rather have Roman Reigns? Would you rather have the same shit that we've been getting year in and year out or fucking Roman Reigns that feels something fresh and something unique and something fucking new? Trust me, I would much rather have Dean Ambrose getting this spot. I would. But I don't have that fucking option. I don't have that fucking control. The WWE controls this. And if you were to ask me, Chase, would you rather want to see John Cena be shoved down our throats or Roman Reigns? I'm choosing Roman fucking Reigns because I am sick and tired of seeing rule the fucking world. Seriously, idiots sometimes. People. Especially Deluxe, man. What an idiot he is sometimes. Blocking someone like 420 Goonie, someone that established this YWC so long ago, and just because the Lex Man has 10,000 whatever fucking subscribers, he acts like his opinion is holier than that. So dumb. The Gochi Man asks, hey Chase, were you ever a John Cena fan at one point? If so, when did you turn on John Cena? I used to like Cena back when he was the doctor of thugonomics, like almost everyone else. But then I turned on John Cena around 2006 after he beat Edge for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble. And then later on, I started to really get sick of during the Reign of Terror in 2007. See, I used to blindly defend Cena a lot earlier here on my YouTube channel, mainly because I was still a Cena fan. I still was buying into the WWE BS at that time, and trust me, earlier in my YouTube channel, I'll be honest here, I was an idiot. I was an idiot earlier on in my channel. I bought into some of the bullshit WWE was feeding us. I was trying to be that positive wrestling fan, but then afterwards, when it was like 2013, and I kind of realized this company wasn't going to change, and it was still going to be the same dudes at top. Like, once I saw it was Cena versus Orton at TLC, that's when I kind of turned my back on John Cena. You know, that's when I just said, enough. Really? It's 2013 and we're still getting Randy Orton versus John fucking Cena in the main event of a pay-per-view. When the fans want Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk, when the fans want these guys in the main event, instead you're giving us your same fucking feud that I saw in 2009, which, by the way, made me not want to watch wrestling that much because I was sick and tired of seeing Orton look like a dumbass to this goon. So it was pretty much like around 2013 was when I realized that, like, you know, not everything is daisy and roses in the WWE, that there is a huge amount of flaws, and I just got sick of it. So that's when I kind of really turned my back on Cena. You know, I still like Cena in a way because he is someone that did get me back into professional wrestling. You know, when Brock was on top, I didn't really care for him all that much, and he wasn't really my cup of tea. And I felt my guys like Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho weren't as entertaining as they were in the Attitude Era, and Triple H was being unbearable. But Cena, when he was rapping, dude, I fucking loved that guy. I said, man, this guy got me back into professional wrestling. So you know what? I'm happy to see this guy succeed. So there's a part of me that still likes Cena, in a sense, because, you know, he did get me back into professional wrestling, but nowadays it's just that I don't want to see him gone from the company. I just wish he had a different role, if you get what I'm saying. I would just wish that he was a different character. I'm not saying turn heel. I just wish they did stuff to make him feel someone I could relate to. So yeah. John Cool asks, if Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns your number pick to win the Royal Rumble of 2015? Oh, yeah, he's my number one pick. There's no question about it. Mr. Juicy asks, who would you rather be stuck in the elevator for one day with, Gunner or Garbage Man? Gunner. Because I think he would smell better than Garbage Man. Joe Juicy asks, who do you like Roman Reigns? Why do you like Roman Reigns but hate the Garbage Man? Everything you dislike about Garbage Man is how I see in Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns feels larger than life to me. Roman Reigns, I feel, hits his spots a lot better than Garbage Man. That's just me. I feel Roman Reigns at one point evolved really well when he was with the Shield, and he was starting to become a big factor in the Shield, while Garbage Man I never felt became a big factor at all while he was with the Wyatt family, and I didn't view Garbage Man as someone that was going to be a big deal coming out of the Wyatt family. Roman Reigns, I just looked at him and I said, holy shit, This guy is actually getting it. He's actually improving it. He's hitting his spots well. Does he need to have a bunch of moves? No, but the way he uses his moves via impact, it does a very good job, and he is exciting to watch. Garbage Man, I don't feel like is exciting to watch whatsoever. Oh, he can do a roundhouse kick. That's it. That's all Garbage Man has, is that, oh, he's really fat and he can do a roundhouse kick. I mean, different folks, different strokes, Joe Juicy, but just know for me, when I look at it and you look at it as well, and you have the network, so you can watch these freaking stuff as well. Go watch when Roman Reigns, during his development of the Shield, and see when he would start hitting his spots and he was getting into his stride in the Shield, you would see that he would stand out a little bit more than Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose. While Garbage Man, it was like he never stood out compared to Bray or Luke Harper. And I don't need to go in why Garbage Man is garbage. And yeah, let's just end it off right there. RFV 089 asks, can you add these questions out to your list? Well, yes, I answer every question I get. What would you rather see? O.J. Simpson versus Ray Lewis versus Triple H in a Buried Alive match? Or Ric Flair versus Jeff Hardy versus Jerry Lawler in a drunken Truth or Dare game taking place in a high school? The first option. Because OJ and Ray would be blaming each other on who fucking did it while Triple H wins that match, brother. I mean, I like your second option, man, but you have to find someone else more pedophilic. Does Jeff Hardy really scream pedophile to you? I mean, I understand Ric Flair and Jerry Lawler because they like to flirt with the younger women, but especially at that age range. But Jeff Hardy, I don't know, he just doesn't mix in with those two whatsoever. You get what I'm saying? But O.J. Simpson, Ray Lewis, and Triple H in a Buried Alive match, that shit would be comedy beyond all belief. You had Ray Lewis spraying to God, doing the fucking dance. O.J. Simpson will be like, that glove don't fit me, and then Triple H just pushes those two jobbers into the fucking fucking grave and buries them, dude. Now, if it was on a football field, it'd be a different story. Triple H would be the one getting his ass pushed in the grave. But on the wrestling ring, Triple H rules over O.J. Simpson and Ray Lewis. And Sherrod Horo closes off this long Q&A asking, what if Damian Sandow was a stunt double for debuting Tito Ortiz and Scott Steiner? How funny would that be? Scott Steiner would be funny. Could you imagine Damian missed out? Tito comes out, crosses his arms, no reaction, and then out comes Mizdow. He does the same shit, and the place goes ballistic. Damian Ortiz comes out, and he fucking does it. The place goes fucking ballistic. Tito goes and looks at everyone, and the fans don't give a shit, but everyone's giving a shit about Damian Ortiz doing it on the outside, so fuck yeah. Thank you all so much for sending in questions. Comment down below any thoughts you've had on these questions. I'll see you all next time. Peace.